Welcome to Super Sorry, the podcast where we talk about superheroes and super apologies and occasionally concerning vocabulary lists.
Yeah, today we're talking Captain America Civil War, and something that technically belongs to Bucky's past but crashes directly into the present.
That's right, we're talking about the 10-word sequence used to activate Bucky as the Winter Soldier. Because although the Civil War might be about the Sokovia Accords, it is also about accountability for things that happened when someone, Bucky, wasn't in control.
Yeah, and these 10 words, they're the mechanism behind that loss of control. Let's say them once, clearly, with feeling.
Okay, you want me to do this?
Yeah, you're probably better at it.
All right. Longing, rusted, 17, daybreak, furnace, 9, benign, homecoming, 1, freight car.
And now the vibe has changed in the room.
Immediately.
So by the time we get to Civil War, these words aren't new, but their impact is.
Because by now, we understand that Bucky isn't just dangerous, he was used. And he remembers it in pieces.
Which turns those 10 words, from a plot device into evidence. And also, I got a fun fact.
Oh, no.
Fun fact. These words are, apparently probably the most common thing that the actor Sebastian Stan, who plays Bucky, hears in real life from fans.
Of course it is.
The article goes, he's walking down the street and someone comes up to him and just says those magic words, longing, rusted, 17. And I'm sure he's like, dude, I think I heard this before. No thanks. I'm good.
That's sort of both deeply unsettling and kind of hilarious.
Yeah, also kind of interesting is just the writers themselves, didn't really have any purpose to these words. Like they didn't really have meaning behind them. So they say they just kind of like the way they sounded in Russian.
But wait, do you know if those Winter Soldier fans are saying the words to Sebastian Stan in English or are they saying them in Russian?
Ooh, good point. I don't think it was mentioned. I guess I kind of assumed it was in English, but I guess that could be a problem because maybe that's why it's not activating.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. You can't activate the Winter Soldier in any language, right?
He's bilingual, but I think that probably needs to be said in Russian, yeah. But did you notice the last word in the sequence?
Freight car?
Yes, you're correct, freight car. And it makes me think. Let me think of this scene back where Bucky falls off a train car into a ravine and Captain America, maybe I've mentioned this once or twice before, does not jump in after him to save his best friend who all these movies he's doing everything in the world to save him, except for the one time it mattered at the very beginning of all these things. Doesn't jump in after him, lets him die in the canyon.
All right.
So I guess freight car is a trigger word for me also.
Well, for any listeners that heard our previous Captain America episodes, they know that you have brought this up before more than once. But for those unfamiliar, Todd really likes to keep bringing up that moment. Here's a clip.
And I guess the second part of that, too, is Steve deciding not to jump in after Bucky as he falls to the ravine. He's the super soldier. He's Captain America at this point. His cells can be regenerated. Why doesn't he throw himself into potentially harm's way? Maybe, yes, but...
he is a super soldier.
Yeah.
So he's following his mission.
Yeah.
So, not just a super...
friend.
Oh, burn. So I actually thought you might be referencing your repeated concern about incidents involving bystanders on MCU's public transportation.
Ooh, that's true. Public transportation. I guess I have more than one trigger word. And that's probably why it all works for me in real life.
I guess I get what you're saying. Because maybe while we all don't have the same sort of response to trigger words like the Winter Soldier does, we do have automatic reactions.
Our reactions to things we say or things we do. Patterns we fall into.
So here's the takeaway. What are the things or words that trigger your automatic response? And are you okay with what happens next? Can you pause and notice it, question it, and perhaps you can choose something different?
Also, please do not test this on Sebastian Stan. He has already heard it before. A lot.
And yet he is still not activated, as far as we know. And as always, we are
super sorry.
Super Sorry is written and hosted by Amber and Todd. Produced by A Super Sorry LLC. Music by Jam Studio. Your support helps us keep asking the hard questions and saying the hard apologies. Thanks for tuning in and sharing with friends. Super Sorry is not affiliated with Marvel Entertainment, Marvel Studios, the Walt Disney Company, or Disney+. As of this recording, all Marvel characters mentioned in the podcast are the property of the Walt Disney Company.